fundamentally, right, in this position here, Cole's not particularly dangerous to me because the simplest of defences in terms of me putting the boot on, right? And the thing I'm always trying to do, irrespective of like Cole's height, is if I can get my foot deep enough so I can like lift my arse and see my toes. If I ask him to try and break me in half there, it's difficult, yeah? I'm not stressing too much. Right, reason for that. Simple concept. The straighter my leg is, the stronger it is. So look, I can squeeze my absolutely fucking Adonis-like quads, yeah? And his little maggot arms are going to try and break it, yeah? And I can flex like that, right? So I can resist, I have a high amount of resistance. Whenever I teach this seminar, I always talk about weightlifting. Everyone's seen videos of dickheads on a leg press machine with fucking 10 plates aside, yeah? And they leg press like that. Because you're pushing muscles the strongest, farthest away from your body, or at the extent of the range of motion. Those same dickheads would not have the confidence to leg press 10 plates like that. Do we all agree? So, conceptually speaking, the more bent my leg is, the weaker it is. Do we agree? Cool. So, by Cole being up on his elbow in this shitty leg lock position, not really fucking helping me because my leg can be as strong as a cock.
Who's got?
No, I know.
Right? Now, if Cole takes the technical initiative to fold his elbow underneath, now suddenly, let's look at my leg position in here. My knee's now 90 degrees rotated. I can put the boot on, but you see it's much less effective, right? Now when I try to be resisting and ask Cole to finish me, fucking little bender. Right? See the difference? Okay, so, first piece of advice is get your leg fucking straight, okay? It's going to help you no end. Now, to that end, when he's underneath like that, don't fuck about with this shit, right? The amount of people that I see trying to defend a straight foot, he's all the way down there, and they're jacking about with this, right? The problem is not his feet or his ability to push, it's the fact that his torso is completely laid on my foot, and I can't get my foot to the sky, right? So, next little detail is actually my posture. So I want to get in the fight. So go flat again, Cole. Nice and steady. Don't fucking break it or I'll break you cunt. Right? Okay, cool. Same again. A little bit more resistance. See the difference? Just by crunching my core and being in that fight, right, my ability to resist goes up. But not to mention, my hands are in the game. So it makes logical sense to be all the way up in the fight all the time. I can help myself by my second leg, right, being up in the fight like this. So, I'm sat up, now what am I doing? Definitely not pissing about with that, okay? Even if you do manage to get out like that, belly down, young man, he's ready to fucking rip it off tonight. So, didn't you all ask you're a jumper or something?
No.
No? Well, that's why though. Right? So, don't fuck about with that. First detail, nice and steady, fold underneath. Okay, there. I want to spend whatever time I've got before I get tapped, gripping something and lifting him, pulling him off. Right? Do you want to get pulled off?
Yeah.
How old are you, Cole?
17.
So he's fucking legal now, mate. Legal. 16 and up, mate. Right? So, usually, a grip... would he be on barely legal teens, this lad? Barely legal teens. Right?
Cole's no longer there.
Right, so usually people are gripping up the hands to some extent. So, I'm going to make some kind of a grip, right? But this is where my second leg is most important. A lot of you will like be flopping about like this, or a bit flat down there. I'm standing this thing close to his arse, right? And I'm going to make some kind of a grip. That's kind of okay. That's better. That's best. Here, okay? Now, even if he lets go of his hands, I've still got a decent ability to resist here, okay? So first thing I'm going to look to do as I'm in here is I'm going to drive off my left foot, my free foot, which is in a deadlift position. Drive off this hand, right? And I'm going to exaggerate my body going backwards, and I'm going to execute a knee turn to the, from, let's call it 3 o'clock to 12 o'clock. I'm going to go like that. Finish me there, Cole. Let's go. Finish, 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 finish.
Right. Finish with one hand.
No.
Yeah. So instantly, now from there, similar to what we just proved, I could fucking let go. Now go. tap. Again, see, I've got more time to think as opposed to when he's completely over. I'm not advocating for you to fucking let go and just try and test yourself out. Go underneath, nice and steady. Stop your fucking bender. Oh, fucking punch you. Trying to finish me, did I? Underneath. Don't sit back. Shit. Yeah, you will get finished super duper quick. Sit forwards, get your foot in the game, crunch your stomach, get hold of an arm, yeah? Underneath, but what I tend to do is use my arm at the back on top of the elbow, right? And I'm gonna do rear naked choke grip, and I'm gripping this thing here. Then I'm gonna drive off my free foot, off my arms, and even if he tries ripping his arm out, boom. See, I can get my leg back to vertical, okay? So the objective for this one isn't to escape, it's just to increase your resistance. How long can you hold on for, okay? So it's gonna be a mini drill. You're not gonna act like Cole trying to fucking rake my foot at every opportunity. You're probably gonna go like 50%, all right? So he's all the way down, nice and steady. He's just gonna work through it. He's gonna give you some problems, keep moving. I'm gonna go like this. Keep going, Cole, keep going. You see, the straighter my leg is, the safer my leg is. Happy? You good or you want to recap him? 1, 2, 3. Right. So we're here. Finish me. So, right, when he's able to wrap, my toes are stuffed under his armpit, and he's able to bend my toes further down, that's when he gets to the finish. We all agree, right? So, nice and tight, hold there. Does that come out? No? Nice and tight. So. No, you fell once. Your grips are white, mate. No. Right. So the problem with a straight footlock grip is his arm isn't a perfect 360 wrap, right? Probably, I don't know, what, 270, something like that. Right? So, the good thing is with an arm, it tells you the direction you need to turn your shit, right? Down and to the left. So I'm going to point down with my toe to make my heel a little bit shallower. Then I'm going to turn my heel to the left. Turn my knee out, which is kind of counterintuitive to what we've been doing. But in order to slip, look, turn, I can pull, right? What I am not advocating for is that you pull bottom fucking side control to escape the footlock, right? But as you're like, in this concept, you could be here, you could just be like, lift, pull. So as tight as he wants to go, lift, pull. See how I'm out of that? Okay? Another technique to execute that, right? So, Gav, can you see the daylight behind Jimmy's elbow? We need to be forensic analysis, Gav. Yeah. Right, nice and tight. Any daylight? No. Right. So, therefore, I can then create some, which is the second method, right? I can flex my big toe, where Jimmy's lats would be if he had some, right? I'm going to push my heel outwards. Can you see daylight, Gav? Yeah. Bingo. Then I've created space, and I'm going to rapidly turn into that thing, okay? Two methods, same way of doing it, okay? So I can over-rotate and pull, or I can be static and I can open a space and drag back through. Make sense? Absolutely fuck all applicability to the reality of rolling, right? But it gets you to understand how to move your foot in order to exploit the weakness in the arm's grip. Make sense? Yeah, so what I want you to do is run a couple of reps each on this concept of how to twist and pull. If he starts to go belly down, if he continues to do that, see how I might lose that opportunity to rip him upwards, like what am I kind of doing here, right? So I call this out the Hail Mary, but actually works pretty good. I need to really start to get into the game then, right? And so as he goes belly down, obviously this side, this hip comes up here at the back. So I'm going to attach my outside arm onto it. Use the hook if you like that sort of thing. Okay? But I'm going to get in the game there. Now, this arm I'm trying to project over the top. I'm going to drive, so my foot's gone from there to there. As he starts to go belly, I'm going to shoulder roll into that pocket here, driving all the way through. Now, see, I've turned my toes. So even if he tries to finish in that position, he should be on my shin. Go, Nate, go, 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 go. And then, see how he's going to roll through, back to the position I actually wanted. Yeah? So Again. Here's back. As he starts to finish, he's going belly down and going up. And see how during the melee of his body hitting the mat where he cannot continue to roll, I turn my knee from facing up towards his head, towards into his torso like that. Again, your foot is not free here, you haven't escaped, this is a mitigation, yeah? But suddenly I'm in that position where I'm here and he goes flat, and I can drive my foot to the floor, life is a bit better. Make sense? If you do this half-arse, you ain't going to go nowhere. If you do this here, you're just going to get fucking finished. Foot back, lean into the game, grip the hip. As he starts to go, helping him on his way, I'm going to lean like that. Beautiful. See how my toes turn from 12 o'clock, or from like, I suppose 3 o'clock in this position, we're going 12 o'clock now, upwards, yeah? Please commit everything you've got to that. You do it slow, it ain't going to work. But if you get out in front of him, you can rotate your heel by the time he adjusts. Happy? Hail Mary, it kind of works. 1, 2, 3. So, all is not lost. If I can't get to that, instantly my arm goes to this, and I'm going to have to be more brutal on his hip flexibility. So as he's trying to finish, I'm going to rotate through like this, okay? And I'm going to go under, and I'm going to start to twist him up this way, exaggerate. You see how that brings his posture? Because at some point, right, he's squeezing his knees together. His hip adductors, yeah? His hip adductors. Right, hold on. Adductors are in, abductors are out, yeah? Violence. Yeah? His hip adductors are squeezing hard, which means his range of motion is limited. That means that's a good lever for me. So if I'm in here, I'm trying to put the boot on, I'm going to go under, twist. And then I can get my foot to the floor, but more importantly, where's my knee again? Vertical, yeah? A little bit more of a dangerous one, but if he's very savvy about keeping the arm out of the way, I'm just going to go like here, try it that way, and get him vertical. Like I said, most people get finished, because as he goes under, they do like this, jacking about with the foot, and by the time you've fucked about here, you've broke your foot off. Get that thing vertical, make sense? So it's the same move, but executed in a different way. Attack the knee, rip that thing open, get him back to vertical. Happy? 1, 2, 3. Let's put those concepts into the reality. Okay? So, let's imagine we've done all that shit, we've got him into that position where we feel comfortable, so he's been underneath, we've got some kind of a grip, lift and got into here, right? So, what am I doing in this scenario? Now, a quick assessment I always make with this is the angle of Kurt's arm. If I look here, his arm is still outward sloping, yeah, which means it's more towards a fold than it is anything else. So, in my mind, I'm going to keep doing this shit. Oh, cool, see how there's now an inward slope. Suddenly it's a lot safer, right? So then in that position, I want to start to escape this thing. Now, let's just utilise that concept I've just done, twist and pull. Not really, a little bit shitty, so I need to exploit a further factor. So as I've got to here, I've let go, I'm going to go open like this, make a bit of space. So this arm goes on top of his leg, pulls it open. Now I'll execute a technical stand-up almost, I'm going to lift, but then I'm going to turn out the back. Now you see how I exaggerated my body away for that? Some of you are going to fuck this up, and you're going to go like, and get belly down, foot locked. Some of you are going to fuck it up, you're going to go and sit back down where you are. Look at the direction of my torso. So I've done all my lifting. Here, okay, we're ready, here we go. See how I completely exaggerated that foot, which mimics the twist we did from the concept before, but yeah? Now, is it ever going to be as real as a first time pull out? No, first time. Look me now, Kurt. I never pull out, Kurt. Look, it's too
nice for this shit. He's like, okay.
Lifting. When I feel like I'm, look, Kurt's trying to go downhill, I'm still trying to fight here, and I feel like I'm ready, it might be like this. 2 rips, yeah? Fundamentally, you improve your position with each rip, yeah? It's never going to be a clean technique if you're in a shit state, but keep hitting the concept. Turn and pull, elevate your hips. Last point, you're doing all this shit and you're doing this, so there's no space for my leg to move. More open that thing is. See how my leg can whoop, adequately whip underneath. Yeah? Happy?
Yeah.
because we're drilling, yeah? In reality, watch what happens. Oh, fucking hell, even worse. Now he's got gravity on his side. I'm about to get my foot exploded because I jumped out with my free leg. The free leg don't jump. That didn't move very much, did it? Standing on it. Move your free leg. Move the attack leg. Make sense? Give me like 4 more reps each. 1, 2, 3. Position, and I'm trying to go quickly to the exit. I'm going to combine a few of the moves that we've done. Number 1 was attacking this. Yeah? So as we're in there. Now, as he's starting to fold, I'm going to exaggerate. Exaggerate? Fucking hell, mate. Sit down. I'm going to talk like staffing about a mum. As I'm in this position, it's my body that exaggerates, but I need to open a gap for myself, so I'm going to start to go like this. Okay? And I'm going to go punch all the way through to that side. Now, you see how I'm on my left hip, as opposed to he's attacking me on my right. This is when bad shit happens, he folds. Okay, so as I'm in here, I might maybe grip something like this and get a little bit of a lift, but fundamentally, once I feel like I'm not immediately going to get finished, I'm going to go open, twist and exaggerate to there. Now, I'm on my left arse cheek. My foot slides immediately between the gap, okay, between Kurt's foot and his arse cheek here. So we go like that, 1, 2. Now do not do this, it's very tempting to go. But what happens if I do that? Ready? Heel hook. So I rotate just enough. I go here, my foot's still on the foot. Kurt's still going to be trying to snap my foot off, which is going to be trying to bridge up into it. Give me a few seconds. My foot goes underneath. But then I'm going to go project forwards. See how I drag my foot back into here. What I didn't do is take weight off my foot. Then I'm going to translate weight from the back. So my center of bench is out here, below Kurt's torso. Translate that weight into his torso. This knee up, that knee bends. Here. He tries to finish me here. Life is good. Get to his head. Now, if I feel like I'm struggling to get to his head, I might go walk, 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 walk. Scoop, drive my knee into his chest. See how my foot becomes airborne, and just go sprawl. I'm out there. He is not going to be able to fucking hold on to that after you've had your knee drive into his chest. So he's on his side, bad shit. Depending on how you're feeling, if you don't respect the person who can fucking do this, if you are a little bit concerned, take your time, lift, 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 but then I'm going to go 1, 2 to this position. See how, what I did, I folded my foot early. I knew I got the job done and I folded under. Project forwards, folding my toes back, inversion of my knees. Get to his head. He's still trying to lift up, squeeze all that shit, driving my knee into his chest. My foot should be off the floor, then I execute a scroll. I'm out there. Alright? Happy shaggers? 1, 2, 3. So, Jack Hurst got that bottom hook. It's my arm for it to over. So you see how his bottom leg is underneath my knee. Now this is fucking brilliant because if there's any kind of reflex with that, so it just takes all the slack out of my knee, really fucking dangerous, right? So what the fuck do I do in this scenario, right? Hips too far away, you can measure his own distance really well. So what, certainly, even if I got rid of that, I instantly get tapped because of that one, right? So in order of priority, you've got to get rid of that butterfly hook fucking pronto, yeah? So I'm going to start to push, but again, equally, if I get into just a pushing game, I'm going to struggle. So what I tend to do is I'm starting to lift my hips, then I'm going to strike that thing off and throw outside, right? Now, probably not have lost that, but the difference is I can instantly go straight to the hip. Now, in this scenario, because you have 2 hooks to deal with, right, I am not advocating for you to do that one. Reason being, the amount of time it's taking you to get rid of this one, you're probably pretty fucking dire straits down here, so don't fuck about trying to get rid of both. So pick your battles. The butterfly one, that's a killer. So in that position I'm under, he's still on my hip, he's going to be belting through, but then I'm just going to go under and prop. Now, for a second, my knee is propping underneath his thigh. It gives me time, I can just drive back through flat like that. I can get my knee back to vertical. That's the instant thing I'm trying to do, knee to vertical. Like shit, he starts to go belly down, up, over. Don't worry about this, he's going to be driving off that. Lift, prop. He's got to adjust his torso to continue to get the finish. So he can push it through here, right there, he can get it, but then that's when I'm like, okay, lift. And I turn my hip flat. You see how I went from right arse cheek dominant, you see that? Lift, lifting the space, both arse cheeks dominant. Now I'm back to flat, then I can go, get rid of that, and just do the same shit we've just done. You see how I picked my battles? I got rid of the top one much later into the scenario. Make sense? Quite techie that one, sorry. This is the fucking major problem, yeah? So, don't just push it, don't push down, elevate it, bring it with you. He starts to flex, and don't out the way, lift. Give you a couple of seconds there. That position, if you've almost cleared it like we did there, fine. Into that position. Now, last point I'll make of the day, you've got two choices here, you can smash or you can run. I suppose you've got a back take like I talked about, but you're going to go for the smash, right? Don't go overreaching like this. Walk around with pressure, grip, and then you can sprawl. But the big mistake most people make is they're doing the runaway. So if they're here, they just get your leg into as you're in this position, they'll just go. They'll get caught. Oh, fucking hell, what's he just got me? Heel hook. His curve is in good posture. So if you want to do the runaway, stack first. Then when he tries to catch you with your tight leg, I'm out there, because you're smashing him first, right? So don't try and run away when his knees are quite far away from his torso. You try and run away here, you're going to get fucking nowhere then. Smash the guy up for a bit. Okay, come on. I'm out there. Okay? Happy? Yeah. Load of shit there. Try your best. 1, 2, 3. Defo, just a fucking Instagram move, but here we go, I'm going to try it. Get outside, obviously Kurt's nice and tight on that. Now, all I'm going to do is I'm going to hit shoulder roll right arm, underneath here, pull, straight to normal part of that.
This is like we come to trade.
We don't want to do like fundamentals and do bullshit.
Shit that works, bro.
Yeah, look, he's pulled it. That's alright, fucking reverse card, that fucker, isn't it though? He's got you straight foot, like you're like, fucking hell, come on.
I swear there's some cases you get triangles as well at some point. You know, like if he's framing off you when you
Anyway,
you shoot your hips in.
It looks cool, would probably do very well on an Instagram reel, but it's bullshit. Okay, so let's look at the different scenarios now. Like I've said all along, I fucking rag on this straight footlock position. It's shit, right? I don't believe in the efficacy of this leg in terms of controlling the hips. So that's why the first scenario that I showed is as I go outside there, Curtin's to the replaces with this. Now, in my opinion, once somebody gets that inside leg to the hip bone, all bets are off in terms of normal shit. Right? And what I mean by all normal shit is that if he's folded all the way under, I was saying you've got to like lift him up. Look at the distance he's able to manage on me, right? Before, go back, folds under. See the difference? I'm in the fight there, but as soon as I bypass that, I am definitely fucking not in the fight in that position. So, as soon as that leg comes in, my ability to lift him off the floor is gone, right? So I do have to focus on hip clearance first. Now you're in a much more dangerous position. But what I would suggest is basically the same motion as we've just done, but as I'm in here, I'm going to start to like tilt, but I've got to tilt more aggressively. So as he's putting pressure through this, I'm going twist. Now instantly as I'm into that position, okay, I'm going to start to grip up the hip, okay? At this moment in time, my foot is perfectly trapped between his elbow and his lap, which is causing the pain. So then, first thing I'm going to look to do is, it seems counterintuitive, but I'm going to send him more belly down and go there. But then I start to push my toes through. You see how my toes just look vertical in that? Now, Kurt's obviously bypass this hip and trying to hold this down. He tries to finish from there. It's fucking hard. Now, then I'm going to do a rotation of angle, okay? Now, two things normally happen. If he's gripped both his hands together, I suggest you do this, because then I can like punch. See, I can like throw it straight. I can punch through. But even if he's not using that, that's fine. Okay, but as I'm lifting, see, I'm elevating my arse cheeks. Then I'm going to hold all the way over like this. Just something to attach to his body, and I'm going to start to push him across. So I'm going to go here, 1, 2, stand onto that leg there. Now we're into a perfect leg drag position. Tilt him up if you want. Worry about sleeping later. Cool. So, shitty footlock. You're thinking you're fucking hot pappy. You get over that, and he instantly throws to your hip bone. Now you're in the shit. You've got a couple of seconds. Hold, right? But rather than just turning now, I'm going to very much exaggerate my arse cheeks, lift and throw them out the way. Now, his reaction's obviously belly down, but I'm going to go here, help him, help him, help him. Then I'm in that position. Watch what I do with my body. So I'm very much into my right hand side, and then I'm driving through. Change the angle of his body, but instantly I go back to a safe vertical knee position. A vertical knee is a safe foot. Yeah? In that position. Twist through, and then I'm putting all the weight into that front leg. Now, word of advice, just grip the foot, Kurt. Don't get complacent with this, because if Kurt's able to twist his hips, some bad shit happens, yeah? So as soon as I'm getting up like this, I'm fucking gluing this thing here. Holding this thing back, pressure, and we get to the head, like that. Happy? Nope. Okay? 1, 2, 3.
Stride.
If I try to like straight, I'm going to get nowhere, right? So, as I'm in that position, I've really got two choices. It depends what Kurt's doing, okay? First thing is, who wasn't here choosing again? So, let's do the concept. You stand. So, if Kurt goes super fucking tight here, and I try to pull linearly, there is no way, look, I can pull as fucking hard as I want, and my foot is not going to come out, right? My heel's trapping on his foot. But as I'm doing that, and if I just hit a rotation, super easy. Oh, it's fucking working though. Yeah, there we go. Right, so the more I can rotate now, like I said, what I'm not doing, I'm not exaggerating that thing and doing a 180, but the point of it is that if I can generate a bit of a rotation and an extraction, it comes out, right? The other one I like to do is if I can't rotate, let's say for example, Kurt's pinning my foot a little bit, or like standing on it or something like that, right? And I can't rotate my hip, then what I can do is I can pressure my toes into his lats, opening the elbow, and then I'm going to twist and pull through that gap. So I'll bring the elbow away from the body. So, all this cool jazz, managed to get outside that there. Now, as I'm in that position, okay, he's going to be starting to go tight with his arms. So what I need to focus on doing then is flexing my toe inwards before I pull out. A lot of people get into this position, think that they're out, start to pull, which is even fucking worse. You can start to do butterfly and stuff, we'll get to that later. Right? If you just pull straight out, no good. So if I'm in that position, once I'm outside, I'm not going to rush. I'm going to grip his hands or some description. I'm going to start to flex my foot there, just to create that bit of space. See my fingers cubs? Yeah? Get excited for. Opened, and then as I'm in that position, I'm holding it, then I pull out like that. Yeah? The key with a lot of leg escapes, right, is don't fucking get too excited, don't rush. If you rush, you're going to fuck yourself up. So a lot of people behave like, yes! And then instantly, you just try to pull your foot out of his fucking foot. Right, so as you're in that position, I'm staying tight, especially what Kurt just did there, I don't back all the way. So just giving him that. That's one of my straight foot lock 101. As soon as somebody hops out of that, you just replace that one, which is even worse finishing position. So stay here, grip hold of something, flex that thing open, and then twist it through. Make sense? Open, twist back through. Okay? Exciting shit, isn't it? 1, 2, 3. Right. 50-50 is not 50-50 unless you are in this position, which is very, very unlikely, right? Anytime, like, let's say, Kurt's on his way in, now, it's a paradigm you've constantly got to think, right? From a defensive point of view, Kurt's winning. But from an attacking point of view, to heel hooks, I'm winning. if you put it into the context of a straight footlock, I'm losing, Kurt's winning. I'm winning, Kurt's losing. Heel hook here, Kurt jumps, I'm losing, he's winning. Okay? So you've got to understand the differences of inside versus out. Now, day one 50-50 shit, what I'm actually going to do is just show you how to move, because there's a bloke who used to train, or sometimes training called Mark Merry. So it's called the Merry manoeuvre, and said person blew his own knee out twice trying to stand up incorrectly. Now,
It was with me, that.
was it for you? So if you leave your fucking knee sagging over there, and you have the inside of your foot visible, and try to stand up like this, like that, you're placing a fucking shitload of pressure on the outside of your knee, especially when you try to stand up here and Kurt pushes back through. Woo! I actually feel it on my hips. Right? But a lot of people don't know how to stand up, so they'll stand up and they'll be like this. And there's all this pressure and curvature, right? So way to stand, or to exchange sides, right? First off is an extension of my limb. So you see when I straighten my limb there, you see what happens is that I get a bulge of the knee, and I might hold here, but then I'm going to turn my toes the direction I go, and I'm going to utilise a pendulum to do that. But you see how straight my leg is? Then I can curl it back, then I can pivot all the way under. So I'm in that position. Watch what I do with this foot. So I'm holding onto the knee, this slides underneath, drive forwards, twist, and then separate and drive forwards. So we're going to do the most homoerotic move you might do in all of jiu-jitsu, which is leg scissor exchange. Where I'm going to go kick, turn, and at the same time I do this. I go. Okay, there's the same, turn it to the mat. You see how I'm turning my knee the direction I'm going. I'm not trying to sit up this way while my knee's over there. That's how fucked up stuff happens to your knees, yeah? You blow yourself up. Okay? Simple enough. Boring drill, but a worthwhile drill. 1, 2, 3. If I'm in this position in 50-50, but Kurt's got the boot on his straight foot, so I might struggle here, right? Not to mention, as I'm starting to apply pressure with two hands, look, see how his leg and his hips move? No good to anybody, right? I've got to isolate and immobilise as much as possible. So, and 50-50 is fucking brilliant for that, right? So first thing, inside leg is going to stomp heavy, right? Let's start to go to the outside. See how I instantly induce a bigger curvature in the limb? Yeah? So as I go there and Kurt tries to push around the corner, much more difficult. There, he tries to push out, whoa, fucking hell. Suddenly see the difference? So just start to turn. Then, he's trying to push his curved limb straight, no good. Next detail, okay, is my foot placement. Again, a load of years ago, like all kind of shit like this. Kurt starts to move his hips out, starts to defend, see how he can suddenly change the angle, and I'm fucking left trying to break sideways through his shin, which I'm not gonna win. Okay, so as I've got that curvature, even if I've lost it, find the hip bone, yeah? And I'm trying to like actively do a little bit of a technical stand up here, okay? Last detail is height, okay? If it's weak in this plane of motion when I'm on my elbow, as soon as I get up here, right, now I ask him to move and try to start to like kick out and stuff like that. Very easy to get a finish when I'm like actively lifting here. So all the time, I'm kind of hovering my arse, stomping through, knee coming down. And then his leg, rather than being fucking 50-50 there, he can kick out. Suddenly, I'm trying to finish it like that, okay? So practice the attack, stomp on the dude's hip, get it curved, build height in your own arms. Make sense? Would you like one more? So you're doing all your exchange back and forth, whatever, and then I catch it, turn, number one, yeah? Find the hip bone, get some pressure down. See how I'm drawing my knee down? Don't have like a soggy knee there. Draw the pressure down into the knee, that instantly, so that brings his foot more upwards into my armpit. I'm doing my bodybuilder, or my massive biceps when you're parring, yeah? Bodybuilder position. So I'm engaging my lats, my rear delts, then last but not least, get all the way up, and then smashing, hovering my hip constantly. Now, even if I don't want to think about finishing, or I can't finish here, Kurt, what do you want to do there? Very difficult for him to escape, that's why we play 50, yeah? Happy? 1, 2, 3. So why is this a good control position? Because it bends the limb and it exploits height, yeah, in Cal's foot in order to make it even more difficult. It's not like he's just got to get around the bend here. He's got to get his leg flatter in order to kick it straight, yeah? So I'm bending it in two orientations, which makes it harder. So I've gone upstairs like that to make it worse, we agree? Yeah? Ross, one thing you were doing with respect, young man, your left hand was really deep like this. You've shoved all your elbow in, which I can instantly see over my toes, which with Cal's midget feet lets me know I'm definitely in the wrong position, right? If I can see his toes, big problem. Shallow elbow, engage. I can't see fuck all now, so I've got a better bend in the foot. Your fist, therefore, is the blade straight to the Achilles, right? Last detail though, okay? As I'm in this position, I'm going here, maybe, but I can exploit the height element of it worse. Open, slam. Now instantly, look how I've got much more hip pressure. I just go, woof, okay? So try that. Not that I want it to be an attacking lesson, but 1, 2, 3. It's very difficult for me to clear this, because my leg is so constrained, my ability to like move around the corner is largely gone, right? So, what am I thinking of? First off, rather than trying to push this, because you see how Kurt's toes are driven into the mat, you're going to fucking struggle, okay? So what I'd actually do, right, as you start to flex here, it seems counterintuitive. A lot of people will want to do this, but then you're going to make your leg even more shallow, you can turn even further and get the finish much deeper. So don't try to pull out. It feels like natural to you want to pull. Don't do that, you're going to make it even more vulnerable here, right? Now, what I'm assessing is where is Kurt's base weak, okay? He's got good base here, he's got good base over there, so front and back is where he's weak, okay? So first thing I'm going to look to do is I'm just going to strike the elbow. If he's like locked in here, I might not be able to get through. I'm going to go strike, and I'm going to extend my limb first here. Now, see, as he's going to go back, obviously if I do nothing, he just puts me straight back into the footlock. Okay, but nice and tight, Kurt. As he's going in here, I'm kicking my shin straight, and then I'm turning my toe there. Now, as he goes backwards, see how my heel is automatically stripped out. As he's going backwards, now I feel better in a position where I'm going to do that now. Don't get me wrong, you are not out the fucking woods here, because you can drive through and you can start to do like a steam a lot, but fundamentally, I'm going to save a position where I can start to clear my knees. So, smashing, he's got my hip constrained. As he starts to put that on there, no amount of pulling out is going to get me out of that shit. So I'm going to do a bit of a sacrifice. As he starts to pressure on, I'm going to go here, and I'm going to push, and I'm turning my limb straight. Then from there, my heel should be all the way out, but then I'm willing to go out and around the corner to clear the second structure, which is this. Absolutely no chance of clearing that here. My leg is too bent, okay? One, help him into it. Turn my toes. Then a pendulum back around the corner to this position, where my heels will have slipped out. Then utilise your second hook and peel out that way, okay? Now, what I will say, if you try and do that soft, you're just going to get fucked up. You have to be very aggressive. So he's set up on you, he's turning around the corner, he's stopping in here. Jumping into, I jumped into that thing, but look what I did with my toes. Rotated round. Where I started was here. That's when I'm going to get fucked up. And I've ended up there with my heel just slipping out. He either tries to go belly down or rotates all the way back. That's when I'm like utilising that to access the outside border of his foot to kick out. Okay? Simple enough. Don't do it half-arse. You're going to jump into this thing, okay?
Perfect.
1, 2, 3. That's where you've got to get your second leg in. Look, here, Cal starts to hip his, push his hips back and go over his elbow. That's when I get fucked up, right? So as I'm doing this, I'm getting close to lift a little bit. I'm not quite out. So as I sit, that's what I can use. So I'm utilising the rotation to get my second leg in the game. If he sat through and here, right, at this point, he's still got an option to be able to get the finish. But as soon as I'm up into here, it's gone. There's no fucking way Cal can get his second leg behind my leg, can he? And I finish. So before I'm all the way down, he's gripping my elbow, sending me back the other way. I'm trying to get the finish. Oh, foot's in, job's done. Make sense? Lots more reps, 1, 2, 3. So, as I've hit a rotation, and I'm going to start to get to my stand here, right? First thing I want to look for is before it goes flat here, and I've got no access to the underside of his arm. As I'm coming up, I'm going boom, behind his tricep there. Now, doing a half stand up, lifting here, but then I'm going to sit this knee back through, and as I do that, I'm bringing this thing with me, but kicking my leg straight. See how my foot starts to come out? Now, from this position, 2 choices, depending on how effective you are with this. If I'm super effective and it comes all the way out, I get rid of that, I'll scoop out the back there. If I only get it halfway up my leg, that's fine. I'll go to this position now, my inside hook, and I'll kick out with my second leg as well. But ultimately, if he's got a real tight 50-50 footlock grip, even with like double arms and shit like that, he's trying to pressure in here. Look. Much easier to deal with. So I'm gripping it, and I'm sitting back, and I'm kicking the leg through. Watch the rotation of my toes, right? So in this position, he's got my feet at, what, 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock? Grip. Obviously here, he starts to push away, you can get the finish. No good. So I go sit, but look at my toe rotation now. 2 o'clock, yeah? Relative to his body. Change the angle back again. Pushing all the way out. Make sense? Simple?
Yeah.
Would you like 10 more or none more?
No more.
1, 2, 3.
Get someone to help you. There you go.
Hey!
I'm so nervous, and now you've got everyone like it.
Alright, next up. So, I'm going to go to the position that I fucking hate in 50-50, but it's probably a safe bet. Right. At this point, I am in pretty much the shit, but I'm going to utilise the same concept of moving his elbow as I'm in here, but I'm going to utilise it, lifting with my hip. So, as his foot's on here, this is difficult, but what I can do is start to lift by holding onto this, and I can use my hip to start to drive in here. I'm going to go 1, get my foot into the triangle. Now, Cal's ability to finish me here is diminished as I've got my knee blocking his elbow. Then I'm going to start to rotate through, kicking through, and I'm going to go to the stand up on the second side. Fucking ass, miserable. Especially if you've got hernias in your groin like me, it's fucking horrid. Look, here, see how like my ability to get my knee close is a bit too far, especially with short ass legs. If you've got longer legs, then fine. So I'm going to go lift, drive, make a triangle. He's going to start to try and squeeze, that's fine, and then I'm going to go and then utilise that turn. Because what happens is my knee is blocking his elbow's ability. Because if I take that off and I'm turning, it just drops his elbow back. See how he recaptures my heel? Job's fucked. Whereas if I'm in here with that and I'm starting to push my foot through, there's no way his elbow, and then I'm willing to risk doing that rotation like we did at the beginning. Make sense? The only way I can get there is by elevating off that knee. I feel like if I'm in here, a bit too far away. I'm sitting down. Make sense? Lift yourself, get a weak triangle, and then drive your foot through off that. Happy? Simple one. 1, 2, 3. Just on this a little bit the other night in terms of like passing scenario. So, answer if you weren't here Tuesday. Right, roger that. So I'm going to recap a bit of basic shizzle. Because you can't drill this enough because the amount of people that naturally fuck this up and hurt themselves, right? So, the only time it's ever really 50-50 is when me and Mitchell are both sat on square on both arse cheeks like this. So naturally if I'm like facing out, I've got an advantage with respect to posture, not so much for a heel hook. Obviously if I go inside, I'm not going to win the postural battle, but then heel hook is much more dangerous, right? So, little drill just to start to get warm, but equally just to understand how to transition positions, is we're going to do 50-50 exchanges to combat base. So obviously we're all the way here. Now, for protecting the legs, that's fine, but avoid the, what's the word I'm looking for? Propensity you might have to try and sit up over your own foot, flopping about fresh air like this, right? We have a name for it in this gym, it's called the Merry Manoeuvre, because Mark Merry blew his own knee up twice doing this. So on 2 separate occasions, But like I said, I see people trying to like stand up in 50-50, fighting a bit of back pressure here, and then there's loads of like buckling pressure through the side of the knee because they're leaving the foot over there and the toes fundamentally pointed into the direction of my opponent's body, right? It's no good to anybody. First, I actually want to articulate Mitchell's leg, but also my own. So don't flick out and sit up over this. First thing I'm going to look to do is I'm going to start to utilise a straighter leg. Okay. Then as I do that, I'm going to pendulum through my second leg. And realistically, the thing that decides it the best is that my toes are turning the direction that I want to go. So the minute my toes are facing into my opponent, I'm not going up straight. I'm actually going up like 10 o'clock position. So I'm going to kick, straighten my leg, and then I go turn. And you see how that rotates my opponent onto the floor. Now, start to flex all the way up. So some of you are going to be like this, like struggling over your foot. So this heel buries underneath my arse. I project forwards and I pivot that to the back. Next thing, okay, is I'm going to keep this knee up in here. And I'll show you why in a second. Mitchell returns the favour. He goes punch, kick through, sits all the way up. Right, now, the reason I'm saying to hold this, okay, is because if I do try to move, it massively limits my ability. Right, if I want to escape this hook, very difficult. If he lets go of that, so I can start to like transition out to the back. I can start to thread a couple of things like knee bars, right? Just real dangerous if you start to let that go. So, like I said on Tuesday, super duper bend, weird motion to do, which is good for you to get your hips warm, but more importantly, understand how to transition. So here, I'm going to go hold, kick my leg straight and start to turn as I go pendulum, tuck my leg, stand up, and I'm into that position here, hugging this thing. Mitchell does the same, I go down, and I go to that position, okay? Simple enough, probably 10 reps each, I don't know, both legs, and then we'll change, then we'll go into the actual technique. 1, 2, 3. If I'm out here, it's going to be very easy for him to just grab straight to the footlock, or even worse, get to that underhook position, so I'm quite tight. Now, as I'm in here, my posture is not immediately straight up, because again, he's got access to the back, so I have to make different transitions. So I get quite a squat posture, but I'm holding this thing tight now. In this position then, I do want to make a transition from the knee to the wrist here, okay? Now the important thing is that as I do that, I'm going to start to strip this grip, but then immediately as I've stripped it, I'm dropping my back leg here and projecting my lead leg higher than his shoulders in this position, right? Then I'm going to drop off my knee, holding this arm down, and I'm going to back heel into a leg drag, right, Mitchell. Into a leg drag position, and then immediately past. So I've gone stand up. This position, yeah, exactly. He's hugging it. He's playing quite nice and tight. So I'm going to get close to the action, ripping this thing up, down, step, kick. Now, one key detail is that I'm aiming for his second leg because that's what chops his hips over, right? If I can do all that cool shit, but I miss the leg, so it doesn't turn him as much, I'm actually aiming for the top of this thigh here, right? So in the corner of my eye, I'm looking where his knees are. So I've got pressure, he's moved me around. I'll be like this, and I'll go. So I've got that chop, and then he instantly try to sit up. Now, that particular one there, I fucked up my land a little bit. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. See how I'm curling my heel back? Then I'm onto my knees. Then I'm much more able to exert pressure. Try to like land on my foot. See how my weight's all at the back. Cal can instantly shrink or grip that, yeah. Or he reguards instantly. So try to land on your knee. So as I chop that thing through, I'm projecting my heel upwards to land my knee. Hips are engaged. He's going to be trying to shrimp out, that's fine. I'm instantly into a pressure position, holding his guard flat. Yeah? So probably the most important detail, or one of, twat the knee, but then as your foot goes through, it doesn't touch. Yeah?
Like, you're not just also, obviously what you said about hitting the leg, you're not also about just being able to kick that leg out. Like, you're on about where you were able to kind of disengage.
What do you mean?
Like, to open the
Kick
top.
out?
Yeah,
Yeah, look, some of the stuff I'm doing tonight is kicking out, but like, the point of what we're trying to cover is I'm getting you to a certain level of confidence where, why would I kick out to completely reset? Because look, alright, let's so we have got this straight. We're then back into a very dangerous guard position, right? With half a, right here, of course, we're dangerous, but in this position, like as a good rule of thumb, if I can get my foot above his head, it's real fucking it. So even if Cal's got like an underhook here, playing like that, sometimes it might be like this. But fuck me, I'm 60% of the way to the pass here, so it's a worthy risk staying engaged for me. He might have a great guard, and he's put me in 50-50, but I might be halfway, so I wouldn't naturally want to kick out. And again, as my confidence grows, I would kick out less or stay engaged. Recount or you're deeper into a pass. Everyone happy with that? 1, 2, 3. In this position, rotate all the way up. Now, one of the things I do have to be very, very mindful of is his ability to rotate. If I'm like opening up this gap and Kurt starts to thread hooks and stuff like that around the back, there your left leg. Yeah, exactly. Starts to be in a bit of a worrisome position, right? So usually what I'm doing is I'm making this transition from up here, right? As soon as I'm up, instantly I'm back stepping to here. So see how I'm 90 degrees? Hey, Josh, alright? Fucking hell, it's like, those have been away for ages, isn't it?
Unbelievable.
Right? Now I'm in a 90-degree position. Again, I don't want to spend a fuckload of time here because it's dangerous, but what it does give me access to is my free hand to collect his hips, right? Now, and what I'm in essence doing is trying to get my fingers in the crease between his thigh and his belly, here. Then I'm going to step back around the corner. This arm I was holding the knee, goes to an elbow, and then I'll twist into him. You see I'm sitting on his posture? Right. Now, to Mitchell's point earlier, you can just foot straight off in that position if you really don't want to be in the leg entanglement. Me personally, I wouldn't. Again, you've done the hard work by that point. You might as well exploit it. So I'm going up here, that position, back step grip. Now from here, I feel pretty safe. You can't move around from there. I can sit pretty heavy and I can like ride that storm. Now I'm going to start to go elbow in, and I'm going to keep my back step going, but I'm driving with my right forearm to here. Jump this one over into there, and I've smashed through the 50-50. Driving forwards. Similar to what we spoke about a lot in pressure passing terms. A lot of people are like lifting or pulling, which is great, right? But what I want to be doing is bracing his back, opening that space with my bicep. Then I get, more importantly, I get the 1, 2, the pass easy, okay? Pressure is not just derived it from like a fucking super tight crossface. Like I say, he's torsion in his spine. Brace this thing in nice and tight, lift him up and over the point, but then I get my knee to his hip, I drive all the way over. Come on, sometime. Can you all notice that he's been raiding his mum's Nivea tanning cream? I think he's doing it just to impress Mitch, isn't he?
Try to get that pass.
Try to get a pass. Come on, up, stand, then instantly, while I'm in this like 90-degree rotation, I'm going to do 2 heavy back steps, 1, 2, to get to here. 90-degree position, hold his hips. Now by holding that, it decreases the risk of him opening this all the way out of my range and I'm struggling, I'll do different stuff. So I'm holding that, elbow in, now I'm going to go twist, and then continue the back step and I'm sitting on that thing, yeah? Now, if you want to just step out, that's the time to do it. But then, like I said, once we're in here, I'm kind of like creating a bit of tension by pulling this side up as I'm sitting into the opposite leg. If you need to, brace with your hand and back step, or if you can just go 1 into there, all the way down. Who's your daddy if you want it? Brace the back, melt his face off, left knee to hip bone, then I'll take the mount thereafter. Okay? Happy enough? 1, 2, 3. Then is obviously changing the angle completely. So I'm going to kind of do half of what we did a couple of seconds ago. Moves. But ultimately, I'm going to thread this leg in, right? Now, as I do that, if you're super duper fucking flexible, you can make it flex that thing on the hip. It's very, very weak. See if I'm trying to flex it from there. So I'm going to feign some kind of a stand up. So if I'm to this position, he's naturally going to lock his legs or something like that. And like hit here. Exactly. Now I go drive, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to put all of my weight into this hand and I'm going to bring my knee upwards and cock my toes inside like that, right? But a couple of of things. If I don't articulate hips very well, it's going to be quite difficult. I might just get inside there, but it's not great, okay? So I can help myself, right? I'm in this position, I'm going to start to twist through his knees. So if I'm in that position, I'm just going to open the space in myself. So I'm here, see that's difficult, go there. As I'm in that position, it'll enter to there. Now, my left leg, watch that a second. My left toe, as you see on the inside of his thigh is here, that's where I'm going to work to, okay? Then I'm going to start to go extend, tight with your grips, right? All I'm trying to do is just get my knee on the other side of this. So I'm here, I'm going on the outside, I'm going to push to there. Now in that position, even if it's real tight with his arms, no problem, you just go pull, and I'm out. Keeping that tension on his legs there. Lift up, like I said, if you're a super flexible fucking whip, you can just like that. Start to kick, right? Kick his cock or his arse all the way through. Gonna get a bit of both now. Cool. I'll be honest, that is quite difficult. More so, the more fucked my back gets. So what I do differently nowadays, I'll just be up like this. I'll just change his grip to that. Just to open a little bit more. Enter, and start to kick. So I can get that. Now, if you're slick about it, right, and I extend my left leg. Detail number one, grip there, bro. It's going to be fucking hard to just pull there. You see how my leg's straight? So this left leg has to go very open. Then it becomes easier for me to start to rip backwards, right? And as I do that, if I manage to get my leg all the way out, I'm doing like a long step, then instantly, watch this grip, it's going to be going from there to under the knee. Drive, and I am trying to hit straight to leg drive. A little bit more of a longer shot, but I'm saying it's slick if you hit it smooth. Here, up, pressure. Beautiful, there. See how to separate his legs? Even if he's got a nice grip there, I can still just keep, and I'm up instantly into that drag position. Or, so that's what I've done, J point, whatever you want from there. It is not a clean manoeuvre, of course it's not. He's got a nice fucking solid footlock grip, but his legs triangle up here, fucking next to no way I'm going to get out. Real difficult if you found Tuesday. That's why I can change the angle, open his legs up, it becomes easier. 1, 2, 3. To drive, open, keep pulling. Leg drag, pinch, pass. Okay? It's not clean, keep kicking. A lot of you are going to put your leg in, you go like this. It's not working. Drive his legs open. It's difficult for it's easy for him to hold here. As soon as your hips are like doing that to him, it becomes difficult guessing right. Stretching you up. So be more aggressive with that leg that you insert, okay? Until I get fucking old and gassed out from teaching. 1, 2, 3. Do, right, I would advocate therefore standing completely and attacking the structure of standing all the way up. Into this position. Now, a couple of things I'm going to do, similar or the opposite to what we've just done here. What I see a lot of people like reach, like bounce back shit like what I'm going to suggest is I can start to articulate my opponent like this, right? So as I'm in here hugging, I'm starting to pressure there immediately. See how it loads his hips up, and then we start to step. Then I can get inside this grip gap here. Now, a couple of things I'm probably going to do, but if I can, I'm going to push that down, bring my second leg inside, and start to go elbow inside there. Simpler one, if you don't want to start to fuck about trying to get the back, as I'm going all the way up, I'm going to go twist, hold it there, to that position. Now, as I'm in here, just go brace, stepping through, all the way down, and just like pressure like that.
Yeah, fully mind, cool.
That was what? You alright? You nearly went out, didn't you? Sorry, brother, sorry. Right. I'll just stick.
I'm going to pretend like I'm going out. Fucking free coming up.
Right. As soon as it's already quarter, as soon as it's already quarter, we'll stick with the simpler one. So going up, right? Don't go hunting up here. Move his posture, so twist, exchange my grips, then I'm going to come inside him. It's definitely hard now. Right, now, couple of ways you can get rid of this hip here. Like, a lot of people try and like step over it. If you've got hip groove, there's a problem, right? So the way I just demoed was left arm inside, start to push, get rid of it. Or as I'm in this position here, I could just go hips up. A little bit more risky, but like what I've been doing, I've been like pressuring like this, move around a little bit. Yeah, be quite aggressive with that. Rock on, aren't you? So here, he's flailing about like a fucking good and trying to swing, that's fine. I'm just going to go get to this position. Pass. Should test.
Funny, you can get that.
Anyway, we're going to do grudge match in a minute, so do a couple of reps of this, then we're going to do grudge match, which is going to be Ethan and Phil versus Gal. Go, 1, 2, 3.